Gamers, beavers, burgers. Grab your snacks. The underdog, the legend in his own mind. Jaybeazt, dropping memes and bringing heat. Jaybeazt, stream is starting, pull up a seat. Breaking news, trailers dropped. I react and maybe sound a bit shocked. New game hype, I got the tea. Call of Duty, Battlefield, come watch me. Not a big shot, just starting out, but I'll hype your chat and hype my clout. My aim's kinda bad, my joke's kinda worse, but at least I never stream with rehearse. Jaybeazt, underdog with gamer streak. Jaybeazt, laughs, reacts, chaos you seek. Warning. Jaybeazt, you may mispronounce your favorite game. Please remain calm. Chat's alive, memes flying fast. I may fail, but it's always a blast. Subscriber hype, not just some friends, but the fun and chaos never ends. Reacting, chatting, sometimes I play, even if I die in the first 5 minutes. Hey, new game breakdown, I'll nerd out loud, making jokes, looking goofy, maybe proud. Jaybeazt, underdog, but bringing fire. Jaybeazt, lo-fi beats, memes, and satire. Who's in chat? Beast back. What's the game? Total snack. Level up? Maybe not yet, but we laugh, we hype, you won't forget. Achievements, sure, but I miss a lot. Glitches, bugs, rage quits I've caught, but while the pros are flexing loot, I'm here, underdog with style and cute. Streaming news, trailers, reactions too. Sometimes I even know what I'm doing, kinda true. Chat laughs, memes fly, and everyone's hyped. Welcome to Jaybeazt, the underdog is live tonight. Jaybeazt, underdog, chaotic streak. Jaybeazt, gaming news, laughs, you seek. Not a pro, but never weak. Gosh, Jaybeazt may mispronounce your famous pronunciation game, or make you laugh uncontrollably. Stream starting now. The fifth out.
Alrighty then, here we go. Here we go, my friends. We're finally here. I'm so sorry that I skipped the Tuesday stream yesterday, but yesterday I was not feeling well and it was a little bit quiet, so I decided to give it a skip. It is, however, a very hot day today down here in Melbourne, and it's going to be even hotter tomorrow. I think 31 degrees or something like that. It's 29 degrees here, so finally a sunny day in summer, which is nice. It also means it's quite hot, so I'm gonna try not to melt in here while I do the stream. Yeah, anyway, I don't have my usual coffee. I have a Coke instead because it's hot. We have quite a bit to get through today. Some Battlefield updates as well, and also we got Game Awards coming up, so we got to talk about that a little bit as well. Lots of Game Awards happening. It's kind of the talk of the town right now. We got a whole thing going on about a strange statue that's appeared, and Jeff Keighley has tweeted this image of this statue, and everyone's talking about it. So we're gonna get into it and see what the hell it is, and then suss it out and see if we can crack the code. Um, what else have we got? We're gonna talk. Let's talk about the Gamers' Choice nominees for Game Awards this year. Let's see how that's fared. And we got a possible leak of GTA 5. It's not a big one, but it is something worth talking about, I thought. We'll talk about that as well, and yeah, we'll get to all that in a bit. But let me be back. I'm just gonna open up all the windows and put on the aircon, and I'll be back. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay, so we're going to let's jump in on the news updates for Battlefield because this one is a little interesting. We still got the season 1 going on at the moment. It hasn't finished. I think we had a free trial week that just finished off yesterday, I believe, and we had a double XP weekend. And just off the back of that, we have a new Battlefield 6 in new challenges dropped in collaboration with Red Bull. We kind of speculated this already because we saw some um, things leak before with like Red Bull charms and stuff like that, and we assumed that it could be maybe like a pack coming in the store or something like that, and it looks like we were partially right about it. Hang on, let me just don't mind my Oblivion stuff wallpaper. All right, let me just put it in. Okay, there you go. Now you can see. Yeah, so this is the update from Battle Pulse. Also, Battlefield's official account tweeted this as well. Red Bull challenges. There's 13 challenges in total with 10 new challenges and plus 3 bonus missions. I believe those are the ones that you have to do once you finish. We've got to finish like 8 challenges and then you unlock the 3 bonus missions. This is running from December 2nd, which is yesterday, up until 16th, which XP boosters, charms, patches, and even a new soldier skin. I'm kind of halfway through this already. Let me just put it up and see if we can show this to you guys. But yeah, it's a nice little update. I thought you're getting a whole bunch of stuff with it, like and most of the challenges you got there are quite easy to do. They're like do like 3 combat rolls, while leaping off edges and ledges, or capture flags while staying in a vehicle, or spot enemies with a recon drone. Mind you gotta do 200 spots, but they're fairly easy to do. You gotta revive your teammates on enemy held objectives. You just gotta do it once, and sprint 600 seconds. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Here we go. If we go here, connecting. This is the time that everyone's getting on. So yeah, so here you go. Challenges. You got challenges. You got a Red Bull tab up here, and you got all these stuff. So capture an enemy objective in a vehicle in conquest, breakthrough, or escalation. Spot enemies with recon drone. I've already done 110. Almost done with this one too. Consecutive time spent parachuting in seconds, 10 seconds. Got some battle royale ones too. Total golf cart airtime in battle royale in seconds. Travel using ground vehicle in meters. Total aircraft flying time in seconds. Yeah, so I've done the combat role stuff, and then the revive teammates and total sprinting. I gotta do the other one. So you get this little charm here, and you unlock a soldier skin. It's quite nice, and then a new parachute skin. Not that it matters, but then you still get a dog tag. Nice. Can't complain. It's very good. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of this. Yeah, just a fun little update for Battlefield. Anyway, sorry, I was just checking whether this is on because sometimes I forget to unmute it. Okay, speaking of Game Awards, we got to talk about the talk of the town, like I said before. Sorry. So, a few days ago, Jeff Keighley tweeted this. This weird statue image and everyone has been kind of talking about that. So it's still ongoing because still people have absolutely no clue what this is. Someone saying it's a Fallout game. Someone was saying that it's God of War. Um, Someone saying it's Elder Scrolls 6. Uh, yeah, it's crazy. And one of my favorite creators online on YouTube were doing a stream. Luke Stevens were doing a stream, and Corey Barlog, uh, who is the it's a director, the writer and director of God of War games. Um, he dropped in to his stream, one of his streams, and confirmed that the statue is not God of War, as you can see here. Corey Barlock was just in chat in my stream and confirmed this is not God of War related. So it's not God of War related, as you can see here. And if you're wondering why it's got a mod icon on it, apparently Corey Barlock is one of has been assigned a mod in Luke Stevens' chats because he sometimes drop in on his chat and he can see him clearly whenever he drops a message. So that's why it's got a mod icon in front of him. But that's actually really Corey Barlog. So it's confirmed that this is not God of War, which is interesting. And I just saw a tweet. Someone also, Kami was also confirming that it is not Elder Scrolls 6 and not Diablo 4 DLC either. But yeah, this is the statue. It's a really cool statue. And the reason why people were saying that this might be Elder Scroll is because there is a somewhat similar statue that was present in Elder Scroll games once upon a time, but it's been debunked that this is definitely not Elder Scroll. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? It's a really cool statue and it glows at night as well. It's a very like this. Look at this. This is cool. Someone went to great lengths to make this. And yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, they were saying that it looks like this. Some were saying it looks like this. This is from Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, I can see the resemblance, but I don't know whether. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's kind of losing their shit over this at the moment. We don't even know whether Corey Barlog actually lied to keep things under wraps. That maybe he just throwing us off the scent, and it is something to do with God of War. Who knows? But yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy that everyone's talking about this at the moment. And yeah, I mean, it is a really cool statue, and it looks like something to do with some sort of like a horror survival thing. And this looks like a door of some sort that opens up. It's got to be I don't know. It could be something completely new and unexpected. It could be something to do with even Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, which is completely off the set. But we expecting something to happen in the Game Awards, although we're not sure. There was some speculation early on, but some were saying that they're not gonna do anything. We've got Witcher 4 expected to make an appearance in Game Awards. So there's quite a bit of things expected. Corey Barlog's new God of War game might make an appearance. I don't know what this is though. No idea. If you have an idea, you can let me know, because I actually have no clue. Absolutely no clue. Oh, someone saying this is Saros. Yeah, but Saros is. I mean, could be. It could be. It's got that kind of aesthetic to it too, but don't not really sure. Oh, this will be cool. I praise Dante's Inferno 2 or remaster. Dante's Inferno is one of the really cool games that no one much talks about. I really hope they do a remake. Don't need it. No, don't even need a second one. Just do a remake. It's been a while. That would be really cool. Very very cool. Interesting. Google said this thing with the army is an unseen elder vampire. Interesting. It could be. It could be something to do with Elder Scrolls. Who knows? There's everyone's speculating quite a lot in here. Oh, that's a great edit. Yeah, this. I mean, I can see why people might draw a semblance, but it's not really the same thing though. This looks like a doorway to something that opens up. This is actually a person. I can see the resemblance between these two, but again, it's not really the same thing. This looks like something that you would do something to it, interact with, and then this is a doorway that opens up. Whereas this is not really that. I don't know. Is it that? I haven't really played Elder Scrolls Online. I wouldn't know. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's to do with OD because Hideo Kojima is that insane. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think. There was another funny post by the Skate developers, Devolver. They were saying, if no one else is gonna claim this thing, then we will. It's for Skate Story, which comes out December 8th on Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Steam. Anyone else that claims it is lying. We made it out of the bones of most of our interns, and the remaining interns put it in the desert. So, yeah, that's funny. That's funny, and a great piece of marketing to actually, highlight their game Skate Story coming to Nintendo Switch and PS5, which is cool. Great use of popular culture to market your product, but it is cool. As of right now, no one has actually claimed it or said anything about it, so we still have no clue as to what it is. So if you have any idea, and that's different to what I have mentioned here, please let me know. I would love to have an idea because, yeah, right now, no clue. No clue. Anyway, speaking of game awards, there are some nominees that we should probably look at. Let me open that up. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to open up. Okay, so the Game Awards, they announced the 30 nominees for Player's Choice Round 1. And this is what we got for the nominees, okay? There are some obvious ones in here and some surprises. Obviously, we got Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6 and Clear Ops Expedition 33. You got Death Stranding 2 On the Beach and Delta Force, which is cool. Dispatch, well deserved. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Dune the Dark Ages, yes, absolutely. Elden Ring Night Rain, Final Fantasy Fortnite, Genshin Impact, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Helldivers 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, KCD 2, Mario Kart World, Marvel Rivals, Mega Bonk, Ninja Gaiden 4. No Man's Sky is still going strong. This is, I mean, the fact that's even got a nominee in the Game Awards in 2025 is just amazing. You got Peak, Repo, Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Split Fiction, Warframe. Warframe is still going strong. And Withering Waves. So pick 10 of your favorite games by December 2nd. So I wonder if there's been any update to this. Let's check. Yeah. Did you guys vote for this? Celebrate the best and video games. Global live stream. This is happening on 11th of December. I'll definitely be tuning into that one. Yeah, so we got top 10 picks. I don't know whether. How do we check it? How do we check it? If I go to this, can I see it? Round 1 close. Round 2. Okay, so they haven't announced who got picked for the top 10. This is opening up tomorrow, so we gotta wait. Ooh. Game of the Year. So, Game of the Year nominees, we got Clay Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm not sure about how I feel about Death Stranding 2 being on it. I don't feel like it's Game of the Year material. It's just, it wasn't anything new compared to the first one. It was just an improvement over the first one. That's it. Clay Obscure definitely deserves it. Hades 2, Hollow Knight, maybe. It's a great game too, but Game of the Year, I don't know. KCD definitely top contenders for me as well. Not because it's not only just an improvement over the first game, but in terms of content and the story and everything, it's just top notch. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I can't really comment on that because I haven't really played the game. I don't have a Switch 2, but a lot of people are saying that it is also really, really good. Where's the Player's Choice one? Is it in here? Player's Choice. Okay, yeah. I can't see anything. Yeah, they haven't really announced the top 10 based off on the 30 nominees. So we'll probably get to see it tomorrow, I guess. Until then, that's it. So some surprises here. We haven't really seen yeah. Not sure what's going on. I think pretty much all the nominees that were there, somewhat more, some deserve it more than the others, but I'm happy that pretty much a good number of nominations are there that are all good. I would have assumed like Stellar Blade would probably make it too. Surprised to see Genshin Impact is on it too, you know. Yeah, we just gotta wait until tomorrow to see how that plays out. We'll see how it goes. Okay, well, moving on to next. Oh, we got news of more developers being laid off in Eidos Montreal. So Yeah, that's still going on. We've had a whole bunch of layoffs happening with Eidos Montreal. I think back in March this year, there was a whole bunch of layoffs happen in that studio. If you don't know who those guys are, Eidos Montreal are the studios known for developing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game, which is a very underrated game, um, heavily underrated. One of the best, if not, yeah, I wouldn't say one of the best, but it's one of the better games to come out of the whole Marvel franchise. I would really put it very close to Spider-Man games, but the thing is, maybe the timing wasn't great because the same guys actually put uh, Avengers game, and that did not do very well. So I think that actually tarnished a little bit of goodwill um, players had towards the studio at the time, and they came too close together. This got dropped kind of like almost with no marketing whatsoever, and it I think it flew under a lot of people's radar at the time, which ended up making it not do so well. But the game is actually really good. Um, it's really hard to explain and show the trailer and do it justice. If you watch the trailer, it just looks like a very generic, story game with, like, you controlling companions or whatever, but it's really not just that. It's a lot more. It's executed really well. It's got the charm of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the main crew that you work with. Um, and it's different to what you get from movies. It's not the same thing. The voice acting is terrific, the dialogue writing is terrific. It's actually funny. There are some really genuinely funny moments. There's also good writing, good story, like pretty good story that you can actually enjoy. And the gameplay is awesome. It's actually really fun to play. But I think a lot of people missed it because of how terrible Avengers game was, and most people just skipped this one because of, yeah, how terrible that performed. And that game was actually terrible. It was so terrible they actually pulled it off the shelves and you can't even get it anymore. But yeah, anyway, so those guys, they're getting laid off again. Um, oh yeah, they also made Tomb Raider, so there's that. Tomb Raider. We haven't got a Tomb Raider game in a while, but yeah, they made Tomb Raider as well. Uh, Sorry, give me a second. Okay. Yeah. So according to this article from Insider Gaming, uh, this is what happened over the last week. A number of now former employees took up to LinkedIn to announce that they were no longer with the company. Hey there, game Samuel Dar, don't know how to say it, wrote. Okay, can I see the post? I don't know if I can see the. Oh, okay, I can't see the post. That's fine. Um, was working at Eidos, loved it, and would have stayed, but times are difficult. In total, at least a dozen or more people are now looking for work. This is the second known wave of job cuts at the studio after 75 people were let go back in March. At the time, it was said that the layoffs were done due to mandates coming to an end. Okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's nothing new, but it is sad that we're getting more and more uh, layoffs. Almost a dozen people already let go, and there's more announcements of layoffs to come. So that's got to be tough. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be the case. And while one would hope that the latest layoffs are at the end, that doesn't appear to be the case. In recent days, multiple sources have explained Insider Gaming most projects at the studio have been cancelled. The focus for Eidos Montreal right now, they say, is on the work it's doing with Microsoft and Xbox on games like Grounded 2 and Fable. which is really really sad. They got we would be okay with another Tomb Raider game. We would be okay if they made a second Guardians of the Galaxy game. It sucked that that game didn't get enough recognition. There's also another internal project that started development in 2019, which sources say has no way of recouping its current costs. After those projects wrap, however, additional staff reductions are already forecasted. Okay. Insider Gaming has tried to reach out to them, but and it them and the parent company Embracer for comment. As of writing, no response have been received. Yeah, so that's the unfortunate situation, and we have talked a lot about how these situations have been advanced ever since, especially since the acquisition of most of these studios by Embracer. Embracer really stuffed it up. They bought all these studios and then laid them off, and we lost a lot of studios as a result of that, and we still seeing the repercussions of that decision, and the fact that the studio is getting smaller and smaller, and the focus is shifting just towards uh, Microsoft and Xbox games, means we're probably not going to see another Tomb Raider game coming out of them, or even a possible Guardians of the Galaxy remake. If definitely not, because the first one didn't perform financially well, even though it was a great game. But at least a Tomb Raider game would have been nice, but don't know whether we'll actually get that, because most of the talent who worked on those projects probably got axed, and they're probably no longer with the company or won't be with the company eventually. So I'm not sure how things will go with Eidos. Is it going to be another studio that's going to close eventually? I don't know. Grounded 2 and Fable. Fable, we haven't heard anything for a while now. It's like one of those games that we know it's working, but they're barely shown of anything. Although it's been years, nothing has been shown. Grounded 2, I mean, it's a small game. It's not that big. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Speaking of studios, we got unofficial confirmation. Oh shit. Need to allow ads for this. Yeah. I got an ad blocker and it's not letting me see the thing, because freaking variety, man. Okay, we good. Yeah. So I don't know. We actually haven't talked about the fact that Hitman recently got a new update that featured Slim Shady and Eminem. There was a collaboration on their part to have, I think, Eminem putting a contract on Slim Shady. So you get to assassinate Slim Shady. Or something like that, or the vice versa. I'm not sure, but it's really cool. But Hitman 3 has been going on for a while now. Like it's turning into kind of like a GTA 5 situation where they haven't done a Hitman. They haven't done a Hitman in a while, but they've been adding content after content after content into Hitman 3. They literally turned like the whole Hitman 3 into a world of assassinations, and now they're featuring celebrity cameos in it too. They even did like a 007 feature with Mad Mikkelsen, and they did the whole 007 First Light. That was really cool. Um, and now they have Eminem putting out a contract on Slim Shady, which is cool. But are we going to get Hitman 4? That's been a question among most of the fans of the game. And it looks like, yes, we might be actually getting a Hitman 4. Might be sooner than, might be a while away actually, we don't know. But um, we're definitely getting one, according to CEO of IO Interactive. They said IO Interactive had some big things to celebrate this fall, from Game Awards nomination for its much anticipated James Bond game to the 25th anniversary of its Hitman franchise last month to the Monday release of its Hitman World of Assassination in game collaboration with Eminem. And there's much more to come for IO Interactive with 007 First Light slated for March 2026 release. Hitman co-op mode on the horizon, and a new franchise currently referred to internally as Project Fantasy in the works. Interesting. And I'm getting so many ads everywhere. This is why I have an ad blocker. We have created other original IPs from ground up. Bond is actually the only external licensed IP that we last week. And I would say that's probably the only IP we will work on externally that is not ours. Somehow, it's kind of made sense after 25 years of rehearsing for the Agent Fantasy and doing 007. That was a match made in heaven, you could say, but there's no doubt Hitman being our flagship game, our long love for all the time IO Interactive had existed, which is true. Um, since 2021, that love has been focused on Hitman, World of Assassination, the most recent game in the franchise, which began with Hitman Codename 47 in 2000. World of Assassination, originally titled Hitman 3, before its rebranding in 2023. It's the third installment in the modern day Hitman lineup, which launched with Hitman in 2016 and was followed by Hitman 2. So it's just a history lesson for you. Uh, so of course there'll be more Hitman, a Brad confirmed. But right now, I think we need to get to the other side of this year, and next year you'll get more news about Hitman co-op, because I think co-op is really good extension to the universe and will introduce very interesting mechanics and combinations in World of Assassination. But we will after that be talking about the next Hitman, because of course there's going to be a next Hitman. So yeah, I mean, this should not come to you as a surprise that they're gonna be making more Hitman games, because that's the only thing they got going on other than 007 right now. They tried to do something different with their partners with Mind's Eye, which did not really pan out that well, probably much worse than they expected. But Hitman, they know how to do, and you better believe there will be more Hitman. But like it says here, there's going to be a lot of opinions in the gaming community about what Hitman 4 would look like or should look like, because um, I feel like they have pretty much nailed the Agent Fantasy with Hitman, Agent 47 Fantasy with Hitman 3, or World of Assassination as they rebranded it. So, what can they do differently to make it more fresh and better than that game? It's the question. Uh, with plenty of gamers ready to tell you Hitman games they love and love, but lead level designer Jacob Mickelson says he doesn't regret anything they've done so far, instead citing how that work has built on itself over time, even giving them inspiration for 007 game. Uh, Actually, I don't want to go back and change anything. Mickelson said, I think Absolution is of course the one that stands out as being different. But Absolution was a product of its time in so many ways, and we wanted to try something with a story that drew things more than what we saw in the previous games. And then we wanted to experiment with a different format of the gameplay. But that in itself then led to, okay, now we know how to do better mechanics, better AI, better controls, better camera, better shooting, better on a lot of things. And then when we paired that with the sandbox mentality for Blood Money, together they made up this new foundation that we could work on. So I don't think I would change anything. And then also looking back for so many years and all the way back to contracts, gaming was just different back in 2003. It was much more undergrounded, and nowadays everybody's gaming on everything. True. Very true. It was a different time back in the early 2000s. The gaming landscape has changed a lot more. We've talked about how we literally get like AAA level titles. Now you can play on your mobile if you want to. So things are changing. Things are changing, and we got a lot of games that are exclusive to consoles being shared across platforms. It's a crazy time to live in. It's a good time to be a gamer. Although it's getting more expensive too, so that's not that great. Uh, yeah, so it's going on about how Monday Eminem enters the world of assassination. It's a limited time event. Uh, yeah, they haven't really mentioned other than that, but so unofficially, they have said that it's coming. Hitman 4 is coming, which is not like super crazy news, but I think it'll be a while away until we see Hitman 4, because right now what they want to do is support their upcoming game 007 First Light, which is also a licensed game. So they have a lot of pressure to get that right as well, and also support that game post launch. But I don't think it'll have like a long support roadmap post launch like Hitman games do, because essentially that's been set up like a pretty linear on guardrails type narrative driven story game, not really like open world sandbox. Although they did mention there are like missions where it feels a little sandboxy and you have the freedom to approach the mission in different ways, much like you can do in Hitman. But it's not like World of Assassination where you get like contracts and you got targets. It's a very story driven game. It will be there. It will come to an end, and I would expect they will have a couple of DLCs down the line, and they at some point they'll wrap it up. And then I think it's during those times they're gonna start working on the next Hitman game. And like I said, like they have said, they still wanna get out those updates and mechanics with the co-op and everything, which is crazy to me. I don't really even know. So you play as like two dub agents. You won't be able to play the same agent. You can't play as Agent 47, both of them. So you probably play as other agents in the same, you know, maybe Agent 46 and whatever. I don't know, like other agents. It's not Agent 47. It won't be just Agent 47, I suppose. Which is kind of cool, actually. Very cool. Um, It'll be interesting to see how that pans out, because I think co-op sounds really fun for something like that. But it could also lead to a lot of chaos and a lot of silly moments in the game too. But we'll see. It's a game that is really good and also doesn't really take it that seriously. So I think it works well for co-op as well. We'll see how that goes. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, dude, I have been playing a little bit of Where Winds Meet, but I'll be honest, I haven't had a lot of time to play it, because most of the time I end up getting to play games. I've been putting it towards Battlefield 6. Unapologetically, I have been putting that time towards Battlefield 6. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be playing Assassin's Creed Valley of Memory DLC. I wanted to finish that, but I haven't finished that either. But then I get so little time. It's crazy. It's a miracle that I'm doing this right now too. So yeah. Anyway, my point is, even though I didn't get enough time to play Where Winds Meet, I do plan to go back to it at some point and fully dedicate myself to advancing the story and actually play it, at least the main campaign. It has apparently reached a huge milestone already. It's only been like 2 weeks since its launch, and there's already 9 million players playing the game. Let that sink in for a little bit. 9 million people have played Where Winds Meet since its launch 2 weeks ago. That is that is a crazy number. You know, there are countries with less population than 9 million. So let that sink in for a little bit. And I mean, I think this is mostly to do with the fact that it's a free to play RPG and it doesn't have pay to win mechanics. Everything is free except for cosmetics. That's the only thing that is free in the game. Sorry, that is paid in the game. If you want to make yourself look different, you can do that by paying, but you still earn in-game loot that that are cosmetics too. So yeah, you get the full game unlocked for free. There's no pay to win mechanics at all. There might be some timed events that are like that you have to sometimes maybe wait for things and stuff like that. But other than that, it's not a huge uh like a thing. Nothing is behind a paywall that actually you know take away the core game. So that's why people have been jumping in and playing it because it's essentially a free game. And also the fact that it's on every platform. It's on PC. It's on both consoles, Xbox and PS5, and it's on Nintendo Switch. Is it on Nintendo Switch too? Maybe I'm wrong. Let me just clarify that for you. Yeah. Okay, so the only platform that it's not on is on Nintendo. Makes sense. But it's on phones. It's on mobile. So if you own a phone, you can literally just download Where Winds Meet on your phone and play it on your phone, which is crazy. It's a crazy thing to say, I know, but that's an option too. So the barrier to entry to this game is as low as it can be. So I'm assuming there's no wonder. Like that's why so many people have been jumping on the game and playing it. And yeah, and the free to play RPG from Everstone Studios. Apparently, they also managed to surpass 10 million pre registrations, hitting the final community goal ahead of its title launch as well. So they had 10 million pre registrations, and we got 9 million players already on in the first 2 weeks of launch, which is crazy. Crazy. And apparently, it's not showing any signs of stopping. The new title from Everstone Studio and NetEase Games was released on November 14th, has been going strong ever since. It's reached an all-time peak of 251,000 on Steam a week ago and has been averaging over 150,000 concurrent players at the time of writing. Where Winds Meet reached 9 million players across two platforms, PlayStation 5 and PC. The mobile release hasn't happened yet. And pre-registration... Oh, okay, so the mobile release hasn't even happened yet. That is crazy. I actually thought the mobile release has happened already. So that's actually still going on. So people are just playing this on consoles and PC. There's already 9 million people playing this. And when this hits mobile, I believe that will skyrocket a lot more. Let's see how many players are on PC right now. And it's got like 87% like positive reviews, and there's 87,000 people in game right now, and 175,000 averaging 24-hour peak. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy for 2 weeks performance. Absolutely crazy. But it makes sense. There's a lot of stuff to do in that game. A lot of stuff. And I've been seeing a lot of clips from on TikTok and YouTube where people are just like putting up, and it looks really fun. It just some random things happen, and the game is beautiful as well. There's so many things you can do. You never really run out of things. So there's like 150 hours of content in it, but I bet there's more. There's gonna be more. They're gonna probably keep adding content for this because it's a huge success. There's no reason why they wouldn't want to, you know, get people to keep engaging with this. So they're probably gonna add more stuff. Um, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that, and I'm interested to see how it performs when this drops on mobiles as well, because that would be crazy. I think it's gonna be nuts. We thought this would be the kind of things that you'll see when Game of Thrones Crossroads dropped. Do you remember that game? There was a game, yeah. There was a game called Game of Thrones Crossroads. Hang on. And it is also one of those games that was free. Oh wait, hang on, not Crossroads, King's Road. King's Road. Never mind. Game of Thrones King's Road. There was a game called Game of Thrones King's Road, which is also a free to play game that you could play on PC and on PC as well as your mobile. And it looked pretty good, and everyone was kind of hyped to see it. And if you look at the player count right now, it's got just below 1,000 players in the last 24 hours, and it got just below 400 players on it right now. And all-time peak was just 10,000 people. That was 7 months ago. This is kind of around the time when it launched. So the issue that this game had is a lot of the things that you could do were behind paywalls, and a lot of the things that you could do also timed as well. So you could only do a certain number of actions per day, and you had to wait. There was a lot of waiting happening, which actually threw a lot of people off. I was really hyped for this game. I actually played a little bit of this too, and it was kind of cool. It was cool, but it's it didn't look that great even on PC. It had a lot of popping issues as well. At a glance, it looks pretty good, but the performance were kind of bad. The game, the story itself was kind of like mediocre as well. So I think there's a lot of issues with the game. That's why it didn't work out so well. But Wavins Meat is absolutely killing it, absolutely killing it. You wouldn't think there would be so many people jumping on a free to play game and engaging like this. It's not a multiplayer game either. I mean, there's co-op options. You can actually play with up to 4 people if you want. But ultimately, it's just a single player game that's free to play. That's fully unlocked for you with nothing behind paywalls other than cosmetics. That doesn't really affect the gameplay. So no wonder, no wonder. And this actually does beg the question where games are heading right now. Because if devs if studios are able to, provide this level of quality content and be successful and get people to actually enjoy the games like this, uh, why should you be paying like $120 for a game like this? This is an open world story game, single player game with over 150 hours of content that you play for free. You don't have to spend a dime. The way they make money, obviously, is the banking on whales to actually spend money on it. There are obviously, a very small percentage of people that actually spend a lot of money on these things. And that's what they're banking on. That's perfectly fine. If you want to spend money on it, you have a way to do that. And you got so many people, and you don't have to spend a cent to actually play the full game and actually finish it. This is the appeal. So yeah, It's crazy. It's crazy. Something like this is free to play. Yeah. Tell me why you have to pay $120 again to a game. I mean, it looks good too. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. I wanna finish up today because it's like I said, it's not. There's not a lot going on. There's literally not a lot happening right now. So not much to talk about. But we will next week. Next week is gonna be a busy week for us with games awards happening and probably gonna have really exciting reveals as well. And until then, we're just gonna keep it quiet a little bit, just chill out here a little bit and play some Battlefield, and that's it. But just before I wrap up, I just need to bring your attention to one more thing because we got some Witcher news. You guys know how much I love Witcher. Witcher 4 is probably one of the most anticipated games for me. I know whatever they shown off in that tech demo, it was just a tech demo. It was a slice of the game. It's not actually the actual game. So the actual game would be a lot more different. I know, but it got me so hyped for the game. It looks fantastic. I'm longing for more content from Witcher. Like I want them to show us more, but I don't know. But right now, there's an Insider Gaming article that they just put out that's saying CD Projekt Red confirms Witcher 4 not releasing in 2026, which kind of knew that. There's no way they could be releasing this in 2026. They have a long way to go. That's a big project. New Trilogy sticking to 6-year plan. That's the exciting part. I assume this would probably be like late 2027, if not 2028, actually, because CDPR notoriously take a long time to release games. Cyberpunk 2077 was in development for over a decade, you know, and it still when it got released was really crap, and it took them another almost 2 years to actually get it to a place where it could be redeemed, as a good game. So maybe they have learned a lot, and now the whole workflow is easier because they're using Unreal Engine 5 instead of their own proprietary engine. But and they also seems to be getting official support from Unreal as well. So I think the development will be much quicker. Development cycle will be much quicker, which makes sense because they're also hoping to have the new trilogy, which is going to be Witcher 4, 5, and 6, focusing on Ciri, to be releasing within a 6-year window. So what that means is we're probably going to see a new Witcher game coming out every 2 years, which is awesome, actually. Which is awesome because I thought, okay, given how Witcher 4 is going to probably release at the end of like 2027, if you're lucky, or 2028, it's like about a 5 to 6 year development cycle. So we're probably going to see Witcher 5 in another, 5 to 6 years, and then, another 5 to 6 years for Witcher 6. That's what I thought this whole time, because given how their development has happened in the past, that makes sense. Even between Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, it's been a while. It's been a decade since Witcher 3 launched, so it takes a while for them to develop games, but apparently not with this new trilogy. It does concern me, which I will get to in a minute, but let's read this article and see what it says. This was revealed in a Q3 earnings call for CD Projekt Red. One of the most eye-catching statements mentioned The Witcher 4, letting us know it's not releasing in 2026, which we already knew, but giving us a full launch window. It feels like a millennium has passed since Witcher 3 launch. It really feels like that, yes. The RPG of a lifetime will go down as an all-time great, and after the development of Cyberpunk 2027, its release, and the vast cleanup operation following its debut, we are all ready for Witcher 4. Yes, we definitely are. Cyberpunk 2077 has hit a new sales milestone, showing the incredible turnaround of the game's fortune. Yeah. During the company's Q3 earnings call, speak Michael Nowakowski was asked, "Can you share more details about where you are in the Witcher 4 development process? What are the key technical design risks that could shift the release window?" This is what he said. He said, "We're not disclosing any details regarding the target release date, so there's not a point in time I could refer to when answering such a question. The only thing we are commenting is that we are not launching in 2026, and we are also not typically getting into any specifics regarding technical or design matters. There's nothing out of the ordinary, I'd say, in the area happening with The Witcher 4. It's just full scale production proceeding at its pace. As per our internal plans, I think that's as much as we can say. This was probably to be expected, as you'd imagine. CDPR doesn't want to repeat the mistakes of Cyberpunk. Of course, I mean, they literally cannot take another hit like Cyberpunk again because people gave them a pass with Cyberpunk. Actually, a lot of people didn't, but they worked their ass off and they managed to redeem that game, redeem themselves with that game by actually making it a really great game and even better DLC content with the Liberty DLC. But I don't think people will be okay with them stuffing up again. So on makes sense. On the other hand, it was quite surprising to learn that CDPR intends to stick with its trilogy release plan. In a way, yes, I do believe that further games should be delivered in a shorter period of time. As we had stated before, our plan still is to launch the whole trilogy within a 6-year period. So yes, that would mean we would plan to have a shorter development time between Witcher 4 and Witcher 5, between Witcher 5 and Witcher 6, and so on. So it's safe to assume they're probably working on all three games at the same time right now, and they're sort of like staggering it on top of each other. So they're all starting at the same time, but then because Witcher 4 is coming first, they got a lot more resource allocated for Witcher 4, and then as soon as Witcher 4 is released, they're going to allocate more resources towards the Witcher 5 and have like a smaller team continue to work on Witcher 4 with like bugs and updates and DLC content, and then Witcher 5 will be the focus for the next 2 years after launch of Witcher 4, and then as soon as that launches, that also get allocated with a smaller team to work on the updates and DLC, and while Witcher 6 gets the most amount of resources allocated. So I think they're gonna probably do a staggered approach to keep the development cycles shorter. Kind of makes sense, but the fact that they have very short development cycle also does concern me in terms of how great these games are going to be in terms of performance. Are they going to have a lot of technical issues? Because I mean, time is time. 2 years is a very short time to work on a single game. So how much time do you really have to actually test these and make sure that it's bug free and glitches are minimal? The other thing is, how much time do you really have to flesh out the game to the same level, if not more, to the level of Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt? Because Wild Hunt was great. It was so great because of the level of attention to detail in that game. I wouldn't like. There were so many things going on in the world at any given moment, and the world itself is pretty detailed for the time. If you go look at it now, it hasn't aged that well, sure, but it still holds up. But even with the quest lines, the side quests, and everything, there was a lot of thought behind it. There's a lot of love behind it. Then you could tell every little interaction played out with meaning, and that was because they worked a ton on that game, and you can tell. Is that going to be the same when you have a very short development cycle for the game? Would you realistically have enough time to actually work on it and haven't achieved the level of detail that you want to achieve and you have achieved in the past with your with with Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk as well. Is that going to be the case? That's a concern for me. I don't know if that, like, are we going to see a significant drop in quality because of these shorter development cycles? That's to be seen. I really hope that's not the case because that would be quite stupid for CDPR to go back in the quality because um, this is what they have excelled at and this is what they're known for. So if they go back and make the world beautiful, but then the content is lacking and content is not great or not quality or premium quality like what they're known for, they're gonna go down to the same level of like Ubisoft. Ubisoft was once one of the greatest studios on this planet. They were releasing great games and everyone loved Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. They were awesome. But then they also had this issue with trying to release so many games close together, shorter development cycles and all that, and then the quality went significantly down. And now they're struggling to make a comeback because they tried to overly commercialize their games, and now it's like it just bloat, a lot of bloat in there, and nothing. Most of the stuff that you do other than your main story campaign, it doesn't feel like it's just busy work. That's what it's come down to, and you don't want that in a Witcher game. you want you want it to be better than Witcher 3. That's the expectation because Witcher 3 set such a high standard, and then Cyberpunk, not at launch but eventually, also you know put such a high standard on CDPR. They have to either at least match it, if not over, like, beat it. So it's going to be interesting. And again, The Witcher 4 in 2026 would be great, but the year is going to be stacked with games. 2026, and we're getting GTA. We don't need more games in 2026. So I'm okay with this not coming out next year. But as for the remaining trilogy, and I think as long as they're well made and as long as they're well made and retained that premium quality that CDP is known for, three full scales in Witcher, three full scale Witcher games in 6 years would be amazing. But I don't know if it's unrealistic, or sorry, I don't know if it's realistic to achieve that within 6 years, despite their plan to do it. I think they're gonna have a lot of delays and they're gonna try to stick to it, but in order to ensure the quality, they're gonna have to take more time with it, I think. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if this is an unrealistic goal for CDPR to have, or if you think whether they can pull it off with you know, the efficient processing in Unreal Engine 5, and also because of the support they receive from Epic Games, if this is achievable for them. Let me know. Anyway, I think that's it. Oh, we got one more thing. One more thing to discuss. I totally forgot about this. Nothing special, but we were just talking about GTA 6. Um, it looks like there was some sort of developer footage leaked online, and this is highly credible. That's why this is making the round. So there's some leaks on GTA 6. It's not like a full gameplay or anything, like a final gameplay or anything. It's actually in development build footage. So it's not that interesting. But I think it's the only interesting thing about it is because it's providing some sort of insight into what it could look like and like how we might play. So I thought that's really cool. I can't really show it to you because it's leaked footage. My video will get flagged. But it is essentially, if you just go like look it up on on Google. It's still up. It's still up on Twitter. The video is still up on Twitter. What it's showing is essentially an early build of what's the guys what's his name? What was the guy? You got Lucia and Jason, right? So the video is showing possibly the early build of Jason, and he's trying to take a bike out of like a bike hub area, and he's pulling like a foot cycle out and trying to get on it. And it's like a detailed animated interaction. It looks like a gameplay thing, and it's not a cutscene or anything. It looks like a gameplay animation where you interact with the bike, and this is how he gets on the bike. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm looking at. So, and it's very detailed. He pulls it out and he swings it around like swings it around to the other side before he gets on it, and it looks very natural and very detailed. It's so cool. And also there's animation of him getting off the bike and parking it back to where it was, and everything is pretty. It looks very, very detailed. It's so cool. And then towards the end of the video, there's a very brief clip of possibly Lucia getting off a truck. She's standing on top of a truck and getting off, and the way she gets off is she's on the roof of the truck, and very naturally she drops down to the back of the truck, and then like the cargo area of the truck, and then down from there. And then a variation of that is she's sitting on the cargo area of the truck, and then she just literally swings her legs around to the outside and then drops down. So there's two variations of the similar animation, and it looks like it's like in-game animation that you get to experience while you're controlling the character. That's what it looks like. And it's a very like low graphic in development build, but you can clearly see the Ocean Drive in the distance. You got like the pink buildings in the back of it. You can see that. So it's definitely GTA 6, but it's a very rough in development build that we're looking at. But it's very cool. It's very cool. You get to see the level of like physics, like details in physics, and the movement that they have gone in the game, which is very interesting. It looks like very detailed, and it's not surprising because you actually already see this level of detailed interactions and animations with your character in Red Dead Redemption 2, and also even in GTA 5, and you saw more so in RDR 2, and you're gonna see even more in GTA 6. I think that's to be expected, but it's very cool that you have it. So yeah, unfortunately I can't show it to you. Please go look it up and see before it disappears. It's very interesting. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I've got. If you want me to talk about anything, just drop in the comments what you want me to talk about, and we will talk about it. Other than that, I will see you again on Saturday. I'm gonna give my Thursday stream a skip as well, and just going to see you guys again on Saturday, which will be on 6th. So until then, I shall see you around in my other videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously, if you're tuning into my live stream, thank you for joining. Really appreciate your support. But yeah, until then, enjoy the rest of the week. If you're down here in Melbourne, you're gonna have a great week. It's gonna be so hot tomorrow. Maybe go down to the beach and have a soak. Maybe, I don't know, have a dip. I might do that. So yeah, anyway, thank you. I'll see you guys in my next live stream or in the next video on YouTube. Bye bye.
Alright, drive the parallel. The underdog's logging off. Baby! Thanks for hanging out for laughs, memes, and gaming clout. Even if I tripped, lost, or failed, you stuck around and that prevailed. We checked trailers, spilled the tea, mispronounced a game or three. Call of Duty fails, oh that's me, but the chat laughed along, pure victory. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage.
Announcing chat, Jaybeazt is officially signing off. He may try to explain the plot of a game he hasn't played, argue with NPCs about story choices, or get stuck in the tutorial forever. And if someone says something wild in chat, he might go,
"Oh mate, don't say that!" Thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe. But thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe.